From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the afternoon news for September 30th, 2025. These are the stories we were reporting at this hour. Internet users on Tuesday spotted a banner on the website of the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development that some argue breaches a law designed to limit political activity by federal employees. The banner, which pops up when navigating to the website's homepage, includes political messaging about the congressional standoff that will lead to a government shutdown at 12:01 a.m. Wednesday if the two sides can't agree. The radical left are going to shut down the government and inflict massive pain on the American people unless they get their $1.5 trillion wish list of demands, the banner reads. The Trump administration wants to keep the government open for the American people. Some internet users suggest this would violate the Hatch Act, an 80-year-old law that restricts partisan political activity by U.S. federal employees. The department did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The Trump administration is launching a website for consumers to buy drugs directly instead of going through insurance, as Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt confirmed on Tuesday. The White House will also announce that drug maker Pfizer will lower prices on several medications in the U.S., Carolyn Leavitt said on X. The news was first reported by the Wall Street Journal. The announcements come as Trump's deadline imposed on drug companies to effectively lower their prices for Americans expired Monday. Some pharmaceutical trade groups have said they're taking steps to invest in American manufacturing and address the causes of high drug costs, but it's unclear if those commitments satisfy Trump's demands. Though the Biden administration inked deals with pharmaceutical companies to knock prices for some of Medicare's costliest drugs, White House spokesperson Kush Desai argued only Trump is actually walking the walk. President Trump is doing more to lower health care costs than anyone else in Washington, D.C., he said in a statement. House Speaker Mike Johnson voices skepticism about averting a government shutdown, and Johnson said whether it shuts down after midnight is up to two people: Democratic leaders Chuck Schumer in the Senate and Hakeem Jeffries in the House. Johnson made his comments on a CNBC interview as congressional leaders hit the airwaves Tuesday morning to shape the messaging battles going into a likely shutdown. Johnson said there are no partisan policy writers in the short-term funding patch that has failed to advance in the Senate after passing the House. He noted that Democrats routinely supported such resolutions during Joe Biden's presidency. They don't want to do it because they want to fight Trump, Johnson said. A lot of good people are going to be hurt because of this. Meanwhile, Representative Hakeem Jeffries says spending bill must address health care concerns. Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries said he would continue to try and have conversations Tuesday with the Trump administration and Republican counterparts on avoiding a government shutdown at the end of the day. But what we're not going to do is be a part of essentially a my way or the highway approach, Jeffries said on CNBC as congressional leaders hit the airwaves in advance of a potential shutdown. Democrats are demanding that Republicans include in the spending bill an extension of enhanced tax credits that are set to expire at the end of the year for those who purchase coverage through the marketplaces established by the Affordable Care Act. Republicans have said that that's a policy issue that can be dealt with in later months, but Jeffries said Democrats weren't going to support a bill that continues to cut the health care of the American people. Meanwhile, the Department of Veterans Affairs says about 97% of its workforce will continue to work if there's a government shutdown, and its medical centers, clinics, and vet centers will stay open. But some programs, such as transition program assistance, career counseling, and benefits regional offices, won't be available according to the federal agency's contingency plans. The agency will continue to deliver benefits, perform burials at VA cemeteries, and operate suicide prevention programs. In an unusually partisan statement, the agency blamed radical liberals in Congress for a shutdown and said if they succeed, they will stop critical veterans care and assistance programs. That's the news at this hour. If you are watching our news videos on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to our channel. PEP Radio is available on the Live 365 app, the PEP Radio page at paequality.com, Roku, and Alexa. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.